Today's video is going to be an explanation of what the inspections are like that you should have done independently by your own inspector instead of just counting on the builder's inspectors and city inspectors. So today we're going to give you a kind of an idea of what is going to be a pre-drywall inspection, a final walkthrough inspection, and also another inspection that you can get. So stay tuned in today's video. There's the potential for you to have 3 full inspections on your new construction property.
Hi, I'm Kelly Norton, your AZ Realty lady at eXp Realty. Count on me for all things Arizona real estate.
So if this is your first time to my channel, I want to welcome you. My name is Kelly Norton. I'm an associate broker, a Valley native, and a real estate agent of over 23 years. And we are with eXp Realty, but I am the owner of the Arizona Living Group. We're a team that help people relocate to or within the Phoenix and surrounding areas. So again, here today, I'm out in a new construction home that is at frame stage. This is just before the drywall is put on. And I want to go over with you the first inspection that I recommend that you get from your own home inspector. And if you don't have one, we do have a list that you can choose from. So first inspection, guys, it's this right before the drywall is put on the home. So we're standing in the garage right now. This is when your inspector can actually see inside the walls. And I'm going to go over here and I'm going to show you. This is the last chance that you're going to have to see inside your walls before they put the drywall on and cover everything up. And I think I said drywall. Trying to say so much, it gets all crammed together sometimes. So you can see over here, there's a lot going on this wall. So the inspector has a chance to check all of this out, check clearances, make sure that there's enough space between studs, between wood, making sure that there's the right fasteners, making sure that everything is up to code. Now there's some things that inspectors will recommend or suggest that the builder just simply won't do because it's within the building standard, and they have to go by the registrar of contractors in Arizona. So that's their standard of building. So some things the inspector will recommend to you, but what we're looking for are kind of major defects. So the inspector is going to be checking up in the attic as well, making sure there's no trusses that are broken. And they're going to be also flying a drone up above the roof because most of the builders do not want anyone up walking on the roof. Now, there was at one of my inspections pre-drywall, there was a broken truss. There was an issue with how the roof was loaded. Now, some of you may or may not know what loading a roof is. This is when they stack the roof tile and they put that load of weight, because now this is going to kind of compress everything down and make all the trusses and the frame of your house actually feel the weight of that roof. You don't want to do that after you have the drywall on because you'll have a ton of cracking. So they actually load the roof before the drywall goes on. It sits there for a long time. And so we want to make sure that that roof was properly loaded with even distribution. And that's one of the things that the inspector is checking for you. So again, this is pre-drywall inspection. We're going to give you a quick walk through this house in frame stage. Let's take a look. Another thing the inspector is going to be checking for is checking the ductwork, checking the air conditioning system to make sure there aren't any unnecessary bends, to make sure that everything was installed properly there. So again, this is the last chance for anything to be visible that's the ductwork that can't be accessed through just a normal crawl space.
So guys, the video is not over, but if you like the information that we're providing, please feel free to subscribe and click the bell. And I'd also love to hear, what kind of inspections did you think that you needed to get on a home, or what kind of inspections are you used to getting on a home? Because a lot of people are from different states, but here in Arizona, these are my 3 recommendations. So please, I'd love to hear your feedback in the comments. Let me know. What do you think you should do?
Now, another thing that I think is super important is, as a homeowner, you oftentimes want to hang up things in the garage, you want to hang up TVs, you want to hang up photos, pictures, decor, just a ton of different things. So I always recommend that you take pictures of the house and different rooms. You can even videotape it and save that in a Google Drive somewhere, because this is going to give you an opportunity to know where things are in common walls. So for example, right here on this wall, this is probably a very common area where somebody might want to put a television. And you can see here we have some conduit and insulation on there, but right here, this is a water pipe. Now, depending on how big of a nail or a screw is that you're using, you could miss the stud and hit this. So it's just water in this pipe, so they don't have to protect it. However, as a homeowner, it's a great idea to have a picture of this wall. That way you just know 100%, hey, I need to look for this first stud over from the window frame, and I know that there is a water pipe next to it. There's several different areas in your home that are going to be like that. So very, very important. I just think it's a great thing to have. And when you buy a home as a second owner, you don't get that luxury of having those photos. So what a nice gift to give to the second person that owns your home when it's time for you to upgrade or downsize. You can actually show them that you have a photo book of all of the walls and everything inside your home. Now we're in another garage where they have already put the drywall on. So as you can see, everything is closed up. You can no longer see inside these walls. So check out what it looks like with the drywall on the house. So the second inspection that I recommend that you get is going to be what I call the kind of final walkthrough inspection. Now this is an inspection that's going to be completed towards the end of the build, usually in that last week or 2. Now this is the one where your inspector is going to go through with the final product. There's usually some things that the builder is still finishing up, maybe some paint touch-ups, some cabinet touch-ups, some of that finish work. But this is when they're going to be able to turn everything on. So they'll be able to run the air conditioning. They'll be able to run all of the plumbing, run all the sinks, all the tubs, faucets, get everything going. Usually they can't test a water softening system just because the water softener appliance is not there, but they do have the hot water heater in at that point, so they can test hot water and water pressure and check for any leaks. Now on some of these inspections, we've seen little leaks come up underneath the sink. Some of the things that my inspectors have caught have been, there was even an HVAC leak in one of the houses, and they noticed that and were able to get an entire new air conditioning for the client. And these are just really important things. They caught it kind of early, so there wasn't a lot of damage that happened to drywall and anything. So maybe the builder might have caught that, but at least here you had an inspector take a look at it. It was well documented, and they went ahead and put in a brand new air conditioning system. So it's, for me, I just think that peace of mind of having that inspector and that written documentation, hey, this is what we found, rather than maybe the builder finding it and doing the repair. In this case, they actually did a full replacement. So this is kind of nice. So here at this inspection, your inspector, he's gonna walk through the entire house, open all the windows, he's gonna fly the drone up top, make sure that all the flashing and the tile looks good. He's gonna check your block wall, he's gonna check the grading, make sure that that looks okay, operate the garage door. So again, everything's gonna be turned on. Now, another part of this inspection that I recommend is going to be a sewer scope inspection. Guys, I don't know if you've ever been to a construction site or seen how nasty the bathtubs look, but they look disgusting when the house is being built. So they're actually going to run the water, put the camera down, and a lot of times they do find debris down there. So we want to make sure that that is cleared out if he finds any. That way you're not going to have an issue after warranties and then they try and say that you caused the problem. So it's really good to have these things documented. And even if it's something that the builder says, oh no, that little curve in the pipe, it's normal, now it's documented. So if it becomes an issue later, there's really no way for them to tell you that it was your fault if it was well documented that there was a potential issue ahead of time. So I just think these inspections really give you a great piece of proof of condition and hopefully would help you if there was some kind of an issue that would come up later. So this particular home that we're in is very close to that finish mark. Now, I always tell my home buyers that before you actually do your walkthrough, a ton can get done. This one doesn't have the appliances in yet. There's still some of the outlet covers that are missing. And there's so much that happens right in that last couple weeks. So the house looks gross, it's dirty, and a lot of people go, there's no way this is gonna be ready in a week. You guys, it's incredible what can happen in that last week or two, even in the last day. Sometimes from when we do our walkthrough to 2 or 3 days later, it's incredible what actually happens. So this house here, pretty close to being finished. All your flooring is in, your baseboards. They're just looking to get the appliances in this particular home and do some of those kind of finishing cleanup touches. Now, while we're talking about cleaning, let's talk about what to expect when you move in. So when you move into a new build, they're gonna do what's called a construction clean. There's so much dust that has access to these homes when it's being built. So feel free to have your ducts cleaned if you want. I don't have a lot of people have that, but if you have sensitivities to allergies, it's probably a good idea. But a professional cleaning is probably worth it because the construction clean is more of a wipe down. And depending on the particular builder and supervisor out at that community, some of those cleans are better than others. So just plan on having a professional clean, and even Swiffering, not Swiffering, I think it's it's Swiffer duster, but Swiffer dusting the walls. I know that after I did construction in one of my houses, there was so much dust all over the walls, and that's kind of how it is when you're moving into a new home too. So the third inspection that you might want to get is actually going to be the one that's at the warranty phase. So that's going to be 10 to 11 months after you get the key to your home. Now, most builders, they'll have that 12-month mark where you can have full bumper to bumper on the house, and they'll come in and do touch-ups if there's cracks that show up, which there will because there's normal settling that happens. So that's a good opportunity. Have the inspector out again, have them do a full inspection, and then come up with that list. Some people might say, why wouldn't I have the inspector come at that 10 or 11-month mark? Because at that point, the builder may or may not even be in your community, and you certainly don't really have that hold on them that the home is not closed yet, right? So if you are at your final walkthrough, they really want to get this home closed. They have all the trades right on your street usually, and one phone call can have someone there sometimes within minutes while we're still at the house doing the walkthrough and doing inspections. But if you wait until that 10 or 11 mark and that's the only inspection you're doing, now you're dealing with the warranty and not actually the build process. So it's a different process, and I always recommend you do at least one inspection before you close. But if you want to do all three, guys, it's going to be that pre-drywall, your pre-closing or final walkthrough type inspection, and then your pre-12-month warranty inspection. Again, I'm Kelly Norton, your AZ Realty Lady. Also, I'm the owner of the Arizona Living Group. I'm an associate broker here at eXp Realty, a Valley native and a real estate agent of over 23 years. I would love to help you with your relocation. So please feel free to reach out. You can go ahead and subscribe to the channel and click that bell and then give us a call. You can also text or go on the website and hit contact us, and we will connect with you and answer your questions about your move and give you great service. Thank you so much, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.